This is Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
I shudder thinking how the world can be so cruel. Lend my voice to those who can't. It's time we try, it's time we care, it's time to stand. It starts with a voice.
Welcome back to the Special Chronicles Podcast, where we give respect and voice to people with special needs. I'm your host and founder, Daniel Smrokowski.
And joining you today in a small cameo is Daniel from Georgia. I joined him at the theater on the lake in Chicago. The place was buzzing. The Improvaneers took to the stage for the Midwest tour stop, and you felt the excitement in the air.
Today's episode is recorded on location at the Improvaneers Midwest Tour at Theater on the Lake in Chicago. You'll hear from director Liz showing behind-the-scenes stories from life on tour and hear reaction to the Chicago performance. We'll also talk with a parent of her daughter Emily, an Improvaneer herself, about Emily's journey, her struggles, and her dream to live independently, and the powerful impact of the Improvaneers has had on her life. And we'll bring you audience reaction straight from the theater floor. So sit back, relax, and join us for the inspiring episode from Theater on the Lake. You're listening to the Special Chronicles Podcast. We're here at the Theater on the Lake in Chicago. Just got done watching the the Improvaneers, which is our first time seeing you guys perform, and great episode. We'll definitely be, when the documentary series comes out, we'll definitely be sharing it with our audience, and I'm standing with the director.
So I am one of the directors, yes. My name is Liz, and I help lead the performance troupe as well as run other operations for the Improvaneer method. So I get to work with Nick, I get to work with Rob, I get to work with amazing people all over the country and the world, and it's really great to be in Chicago tonight.
Awesome, yeah, we talked with just a few people from the audience, how incredible the show was. Since Rob and Nick were on this week, maybe we'll have to have you on. The podcast. But can you just tell us briefly about kind of the behind the scenes of, because we came I think at 6 when it started, but can you just tell us a little bit of behind the scenes of what the day was like leading up to the show, and then just share with our listeners seeing the incredible performance tonight?
Okay, I'm giving a big sigh, Dan, because it was a long, busy day, an amazing day, and that's why I'm so proud of the performers, because we woke up at 6:30 this morning, and from there we had breakfast, and then we went out and we went to the Starbucks Reserve, so we did a little sightseeing. Some of us did, some of us stayed at the hotel, and then what we did is we went busking. So what busking is you're going around and you're performing for people on the street, and you're just coming up to them and saying, hey, do you want to see an improv show? And they're either saying, yeah, I do, or no, I don't. And so it's really intimidating and challenging, but it's great to get the word out about your show. So we did that, and then we went to Mr. Beef, and we learned how to make an Italian beef sandwich the Chicago way, not the Philly way. That was amazing. The owner, or the co-owner, Chris, he was fantastic, and we thank him so much for letting us come out there. And then it was time to take a little break because we were exhausted. So we got in the night before at midnight after all of our activities. We got up this morning around 6, 7, so the team was exhausted. So we hung out at the hotel for a little bit, and then it was time to get ready And I left about 4 to come over here with a group of people. They got interviewed by the news, and then the rest of the team took our big tour bus, and they went, with the bus through Chicago. And we had dinner around 5:30. We had mic check. The team kind of they tried to settle a little bit and settle their nerves and get in the performance mindset. And then we didn't stay backstage the whole time because we saw people that we knew, so we would sneak out and be like, hi, so good to see you.
I saw that one.
Yes. And so we would sneak out and then we get back, and then around 7:30, I think 7:20, Rob went on and introduced us and introduced what we were doing and the journey to get here, and then the Improvaneers performed. And again, for 6 hours of sleep for some of them, they did amazing, and it was really awesome to perform for a crowd of friendly faces and new faces, and just the fact that we performed last night, we performed tonight, we're about to perform 2 shows tomorrow. It really you just get that tour feeling, and it doesn't happen every week, so this is a really special week. Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, when we were driving to get here, we were saying maybe because between this podcast and then my girlfriend Georgia and I, we co-host one. We were saying maybe sometime we should try improv. Do you have like what? And so, sorry, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have my hold my deal.
Wait, pause. Cut to commercial. Cut to commercial, everyone. There are some technical difficulties going on. Can we get the producer over here, please?
Yeah. So we were saying that we should try improv. So maybe we'll have to talk off mic. But do you have like either for myself, for my girlfriend, for anybody else that's going to be seeing the Improvaneers and hopefully we'll see the documentary series. Do you have just any brief tips on to get into improv?
Yeah, to get into improv, it seems like the barrier might be you need to take a class or you need to join a troupe. And the best way to practice improv is to really just practice pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone and talking to new people and knowing that it's okay to make mistakes. I make mistakes up on stage. I make mistakes in my everyday life and how I speak, and being comfortable making those mistakes and then still moving forward with confidence. So I think that's the first step, is just believing in your ability to communicate. And tips for at home: sit around the dinner table and there's a game called Quick Think where you give a topic and it's like, all right, what do you think of when you think of beans? And everyone goes, I think of, I don't know, I'm not going to say that on air, but I think you know what I'm going to say. Or I think of grilled beans, refried beans. And you're just practicing saying the very first thing that comes to your head, because what you don't want to do is second guess it. And so, practice that. You can practice games where you say yes and you're telling a story together. But also, there's amazing local improv troupes and classes in I think most large cities out there. So if you are in a large city, definitely check out the local offerings.
Awesome. And then just two final questions, because we know that you guys have a busy tour.
It's a pleasure, though. No worries.
Do you have any final thoughts on just this as this event, this tour stop comes to a close? Just any final thoughts on just how the Improvaneers did tonight, and just and hearing? I'm sure you've been speaking to the audience like us, and then like just kind of just some final thoughts on tonight.
I would say final thoughts is I think their stamina is just incredible. I think what people don't understand is to do something like this means you're giving an immense amount of energy every single day. You're rolling with the punches. You're improvising. And so I think my final thoughts are I'm very grateful to see all of the amazing people in the crowd that we did, to have them come and support us. but also just that we were lakeside in Chicago under a beautiful sky, a beautiful moon. I know people can't see the moon. It's gorgeous. And we got to do what we love, which is perform and make people laugh. And it's always a gift to be able to do that anytime we get a chance to.
Awesome. Yeah. We were laughing throughout. and my girlfriend Georgia wanted us to just sit in the front row, which I think
you?
we did it.
Okay.
We were on the left side. Yeah,
it's all the same to me. It's fine.
We had probably some of the best seats.
Yes, the best seats in the house.
The final question that we always include a lot of these podcasts, like if you heard Rob and Nick answer this as well. Inclusion it's a big part of the Special Olympics movement. It's a big part of what this podcast and this podcasting platform is about. I'm sure inclusion is a big part of what the Improvaneers.
Yeah.
So, because we don't just want to, just like what you guys do with this podcast, with Special Chronicles, we don't just want the listeners to listen to us. I mean, yes, we do, but we want our listeners to really take action and to bring inclusion into their communities, into their towns. And this final question will help our listeners to just think about that and bring inclusion. So, what does inclusion mean to you?
I think inclusion means to me is breaking down communication barriers where we realize that every person we talk to is a unique person and we're going to have to change the way that we talk to them. And I think sometimes, as with improv, it's scary to communicate. It's scary to trust our ideas, and sometimes it's scary to communicate with someone new. But it's important with inclusion that we push past folks maybe in the typical community. They push past maybe a fear that they have of wanting to reach out to the IDD community, but not necessarily knowing how to communicate, and just approaching it as human to human, one-on-one. We're having a conversation. We're finding commonality. And I think inclusion means to me opportunity to pursue the life that you want to live, just like all of us want to. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a perfect way to wrap up this segment, and also this sums up what the Improvaneers are about. So thank you again, Liz, for coming on, and I'm sure we'll have to have you on again. Thank you.
Got it. Thank you so much, Dan. This was a pleasure.
You're listening to the Special Chronicles podcast. We're here at the Theater on the Lake at the Improvaneers Midwest tour in Chicago, and we've just been talking with Lisa King, the mom of one of the Improvaneers. Do you want to introduce yourself to our listeners and tell us a little bit about what you were just telling us off mic, but now on mic, a little about your daughter Emily? Yeah.
So hi, my name is, like I said, like Daniel said, Lisa King. And I was telling them a little bit about Emily, our daughter, who's 26 years old and is part of the Improvaneer troupe who's making this tour. She loves performing. I was just sharing a little bit about some struggles with independence that we're experiencing right now with, I think, her wanting to move out and start a life for her own and making choices for herself. So I feel like that is a struggle we're going through, but we have a lot of happy moments and positive moments, and it's just wonderful that you guys are here to support this event, and we're looking forward to a great show tonight.
And you were telling us that she was one of the original Improvaneers?
Yes.
How did she get started?
So Rob actually sent out a request for people to join, and the Improvaneers had to send an essay, a video essay, about why they should want to do improv and should become an Improvaneer. And so she was one of the 8 people chosen. So she was one of the originals. I think it was back in 2018. So it's been a wonderful method for her to express herself and learn some comedy in there too, because she's a very comedic girl.
Awesome. So we're looking forward to tonight, and for our listeners who are going to hear this hopefully next week, when the documentary series comes out, we'll try to make sure all podcast listeners know about that.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're listening to the Special Chronicles podcast. We just got done watching the Improvaneers, and we're here with...
I am Michelle Anderson.
And I'm Gail Anderson.
And so what did you guys think of the Improvaneers show here at the theater on the lake in Chicago?
Oh yes, I like when they were doing their comedy show.
They did great. They did an awesome job. Their improv skills are unbelievable. It was awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
No.
Yes, thank you.
People are not going to see the drinks we have. Okay. You're listening to the Special Chronicles podcast. We just got done with the Improvaneers, and we're in the audience.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what you thought of the show tonight?
I thought it was the most amazing. I thought it was so funny, so unique. I was awestruck with the way that all the participants could just pick up and just say, could they freeze and just do their new? It was amazing.
Do you have a favorite skit or favorite part of the...
I don't like playing favorites because I thought everybody was amazing. So I don't want to say. I will say that I loved how the cast meld. They worked together. It was like you just knew that they knew each other.
Awesome.
Hello. And
Awesome. Here they are.
can I get a sign?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Special Chronicles podcast. Our podcast was produced by Daniel Smrokowski on the Special Chronicles Network. Follow Special Chronicles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Subscribe, rate, and review Special Chronicles on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Our website, specialchronicles.com, where you can stream our archives of over 500 episodes for free. Also, there's a list of our favorites, original series, award-winning columns, and blogs. And sign up for our newsletter to receive exclusive bonus content delivered to your inbox. Again, specialchronicles.com. Special Chronicles is hosted by Podbean Podcast Hosting. Our live streams are powered by StreamYard. Thanks, as always, to our business manager, Daniel Smrokowski, who always encourages us to never give up. I'm Daniel Smrokowski, back next week with more stories.
Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.